Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video we are looking at dividends paid, rental income, and kind of give you my plan inshallah for the next couple of weeks, and so to kind of show you what I'm expecting in terms of dividends. So today is all about income, and that's what I want to talk about. When I started this portfolio, I didn't genuinely think about, okay, let me just build a dividend paying portfolio. I was doing all sorts of things. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Okay. As I learned more, I've learned that the companies that pay dividends have something very important and something that was unique to those companies. Okay. And that is the free cash flow. Free cash flow is money that's left over after the company has paid all of its duties. They paid everything they need to pay. And what's left is the free cash flow. That money they can use to pay off any debt the company has, which is really good for the business because the intrinsic value of the business then increases. They use that money to buy back their own shares, which means if the company buys back their own shares, then there will be less shares out there, and the shares that you own are now worth more. They also use that money to increase in the business, to actually reinvest in the business, meaning they can actually do a research and development, they can acquire other businesses and so on. So there's a lot of good things the company could do with free cash flow, as well as obviously pay you the dividends. And the dividends, basically, the more free cash flow the company has, the more chances of increasing that dividend. And some of these companies, they genuinely love increasing it because they call dividend aristocrats. Investors love that. Or dividend aristocrats are companies that have increased their dividend 25 years or more, and companies that have increased their dividends 50 years or more are called dividend kings. Why do they like that? Because they know those are the type of business that you can rely on. If the company has increased their dividend for 25 years, that means for those 25 years they have had an increasing revenue, more or less, right? So one quarter might be down, one recessions and all of that stuff, but they continue. Even there's a recession, these companies will find a way to increase it. Now, there are value trap companies, the companies that will make you feel like, okay, they increasing the dividends, but what they're doing really is they're using debt. Those you need to be careful of. But if the company is using the free cash flow to pay you off, that's really, genuinely, really good thing. So I've got 25 different companies, and if you haven't seen the last video where I talked about the whole portfolio, go and watch that. Okay, right now I've got 25 companies. The only one that does not pay me any money right now is Adobe, and it's down. So when you look at this company, yeah, sometimes people can actually get disheartened because I've had this company for a while and it's been down for the majority of the time. Someone might say, you know, I'm going to sell it because this company is not doing me anything. I've got 3M. I expect at least 100, but I think it's almost to $200 a month, basically a year, from this company in dividends. And for that reason, I'm like, okay, cool. They're not going to cut the dividends anytime soon. Hopefully not. Okay, because they're dividend king. As well as that, I'm getting paid while I actually wait. I'm going to increase my shares, and the more they increase the dividend, the more actually the compounding effect it takes over, right? So that is one of the reasons I actually genuinely love dividends, as well as that I love the passive income. But what do I do with that money? I never take a penny out of this portfolio. That we're not that stage yet. I'm this stage, you know, my stage right now is accumulation. I'm accumulating as much money as I can from these dividends, as well as adding to the portfolio every single week, every single month, as much cash as I can. Every penny that I can find lying around, I will, trust me, I will be adding to this portfolio. Okay, and the family portfolio is only for the family, and that money that comes from the rental property goes straight into there. I add a little bit more here and there, right? There's about 8 companies there right now. It's about £7,000 or whatever it is. So alhamdulillah, that one is getting there, it's going whatever. But the most important thing for me is right now is this portfolio, building this portfolio to at least 100,000, 200,000. People say once you've passed 100,000, you will see a difference. To be honest, in terms of fluctuation, I have seen a massive difference when it comes to since we hit 70. Like one day I could be up at least to 2,000 pounds, and the next day up down 2,000 pounds. So I'm looking forward to, inshallah, once we cross that, you know, 100,000 pounds. But that's the long-term plan. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying high quality companies that pay excellent dividend, and that is what I want to talk about right now. So let me show you the dividends that I've received for this month, and then I'm going to show you the rental income that I've received. But before we do all of that, there's something that I want you to do, okay, for me. I share a lot of basically everything I'm doing here, and the reason I share is because the whole reason I started this whole thing is to kind of help my brothers and sisters out there. And what I want to continue doing is just keep sharing this, okay? and I would love you guys to actually help me out here. All right, so if you would like to support the channel just basically for 1 month, whatever it is, please go and join us on the Patreon account, okay? And then you can get access to the Discord where you can talk to like-minded people. You will see all the buys, all the sales that I'm making, and you can also get some of the spreadsheets that I use as well. And if you can do, you know, like the £5 one, then at least you get access to all of this. You get the ETF, you got the Discord, you got stock watch list, you got the calendar, you got the ETF trackers, as well as the dividend trackers that for the US and the UK and so on. So that will really genuinely help the channel. So if you could do that, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's get started. Right, so the first company that paid me in the month of April was Automatic Data Processing. I had 10 shares at the time. They paid me £8.52. This is one of the good companies that I started recently. They were a little bit expensive when I bought it. They're down a little bit now. I'm averaging it down as much as I can in the next few weeks, inshallah. The next one is Merck. Merck is one of the companies that I've had for a very long time. I've had 27 shares for so long right now. They paid me £13.50, which is really good, right? The next one is Medtronic. Medtronic is a company that's down so much. I've been buying so much, and basically in the last few months, if you've seen me buy it, is almost went on the basically green recently, and then it went back. I think it's down about 3% right now on my portfolio, but I will be adding to it. I want to get to at least 50 shares. I think I own now 43 or 45. I can't remember exactly, but I had 43 shares at the time where they went ex-dividend, and they paid me £17.83. Okay. Now, the next one is Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto, at the time of ex-dividend, I had 25 shares, and they paid me. I think this probably is one of my biggest dividends. The last one was even Rio Tinto. I think last one, they paid me quite a lot of, I think it was one of those bonuses they pay, right, every year, as well as the dividends. And that was almost £70, £60 or whatever. But without the bonus, this is the highest I've actually ever received in terms of dividends. That's £46.47. This is why I always say to you guys, this is a dividend play. So this money is now bought basically almost one share of this business. And if I can get to 100 shares of this company, and I can get that sort of money and reinvest it, I will be happy with that. Okay, this stock, by the way, is very, very cyclical. The business is very cyclical. If China is doing great, iron ore is doing basically good, the iron ore price is going up. This is the type of business that does really well. But right now, it's kind of okay. It bounced back last couple of days, but it was down quite a bit. So I'm buying more of this company, and I think I'm gonna do, because I had a plan to either buy Cisco or Rio Tinto as one of the stocks that I like to buy every week. I did that with Unilever, and since I started, basically I've shared it with you guys every single week how many shares I bought. I just bought one share of every single week for a while, and then I decided to buy 11 shares in the last year. Go and watch the last video, you will see that, inshallah. But yeah, I'm gonna buy more shares of this company, inshallah. Right now, I think I own about 30 something, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's the plan, inshallah, going forward. The next one is Cisco. Cisco is 41 shares I had at the time, and they paid me almost about £11, which is quite nice. So between these two companies, they actually paid me quite a bit. Like, I can literally use that money to pay off something if I wanted to, right? And this is the beauty of having dividend stocks. Like, imagine if I had 100 shares of this company and they paid me at least £150 a month. That could be your car, basically insurance. You can pay some of your bills. That's the reason why I absolutely love dividends. I can't stop talking about dividends. But yeah, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, right? So in total, I've got paid big. There was not that many company this month, but it was almost £100, okay, or $121. That is some money that I didn't have to work for. I didn't have to go to work to get paid this month, okay. So alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful that I'm in this position and I'm getting this sort of money. And if you're not there yet, keep going. Genuinely, when I started, I was getting 1 month £2, £3 next month, and so on. And alhamdulillah, right now, as you've seen, some months it's been 200 plus. This month is slightly lower than that. Next month I will show you exactly what I'm expecting, okay. And next thing I'm going to share with you guys is the rental income. So the rental income, I think I mentioned this to you guys last month. We have now increased the rent by £40. So it used to be £510. and we've increased that right now. So alhamdulillah, we didn't have any repairs or maintenance situation. So after we paid the management fees and the VATs and all of that stuff, £484 is basically what we received this month. Add that the dividends, okay, we got £581. That is alhamdulillah my passive income. Genuinely didn't do anything basically other than buying that property, which took me forever to basically buy, as well obviously as well as paying, get every single week adding to a couple of £100 into the stock market to get paid these type of dividends. Right, so that is the income side of things. And as you can see here, I've been tracking this. This is, by the way, one of the spreadsheets that you will get access, or Google Sheets that you'll get access to if you join us on the Patreon. As you can see, I've been tracking this basically for almost now 4 years. Okay, basically exactly 4 years. So we've got 2 years here and then 3 years, not 4 years. So we started the 4th year, but yeah, 3 years in full and build tracking this. So when I first started, if you look at this, £163 is what I received that year. But although I started the portfolio around April, whatever, and then started getting paid in May. I think I started in March, end of March. April was this portfolio that I started in April, the trading 212 account. And then since then, as you can see, it's been increasing, right? And 2021 was actually, I've received £558, which is actually quite nice. 2022, I've received £1,162 in just dividends, which was like mind-blowing. I honestly absolutely enjoyed every second of it. Look at this year, £435 right now, just 4 months in. So inshallah, we will see what happens in the next couple of months, basically in the next 8 months or whatever is left. I think we can easily beat this. I think it will probably be about 1,700 or so. Okay, so this is one of the things that you get access to. So the dividend data, that's the one of the things you get access to, and you can see the dividend income, okay, from each month. But the calendar is obviously also included in that basically spreadsheet that you'll get access to if you join. All you would really need to do, I've done a few videos, you just put here the month and you put the name of the stock and basically what you got, how much you've got paid, and everything else takes care of itself. So if you're interested in that, go and have a look at, right? So I'm expecting £1,700 this year. Now, because I'm buying more stocks and reinvesting the dividends, that will increase inshallah. So if I can get to closer to £2,000 by the end of 2021, oh man, that will be absolutely amazing. That will be amazing. But monthly 140, so on average I'm actually expecting £140 a month. Okay, some month obviously up, some month down, whatever it is, but that's it. So the portfolio right now is 2.43. now this that takes into consideration the 15% that I have to pay for owning US stocks. So that's just literally, this is based on this portfolio and what I'm expecting right now. Now let me show you my expectations. So according to this website, which doesn't help because the US stock is mainly for US stocks. So my UK stocks, the dividends is not counted as much as I would have liked. Okay, but as you can see, in May I'm expecting about £60, and then June £383. Then the next 2 months, okay, slightly lower because the companies that I own, majority of them apparently pay June, September, December, and March. So those are the basically 4 months. In September of last year, I think that's when I received the highest dividends, and this year exactly the same, £437. And by the time we get to that month, right, I would have increased that. Probably will be around 500 because I will be buying more stocks. And as you can see here, you can see where majority of my money comes from. So you can see 3M, Rio Tinto, Unilever, J&J, and so on. So you can pause the video to have a quick look. Okay, this one, it doesn't count as much. I don't think it is the correct when it comes to RB, but the rest of them should be fine. AstraZeneca, I think more or less roughly should be okay. But there you have it. That's all the stocks that I own in my portfolio, how much they pay me, how much I'm getting next month, my rental income. I'm being as transparent as I possibly can. I would love you to do me a huge favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join us on the Patreon. Get access to these things. Even if you join us for 1 month and you basically get hold of all the things that you need in terms of trackers and so on, and obviously join the community just to try it out, see what basically people are saying. If you see if it is the type of community that you want to be a part of, then alhamdulillah, we'll love to have you there, inshallah. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.